So if you're building your business online, chances are you are looking to get the most for your money, especially when it comes to deciding on which digital marketing tools you should be using. And maybe your journey in testing different tools has led you to researching more about Builderall, which is an all-in-one digital marketing platform that offers tools to help you build your business online, including a site builder that helps you build websites, funnels, and a lot of other tools like email autoresponders and all that good stuff. But if you're anything like me, one of the things that you value most is how the site builder works. Are you going to be able to build the websites that you want to build? Are you going to be able to learn the builder in a way that you're not going to be bogged down with complicated HTML or CSS coding? Because honestly, I am not a coder. And truth be told, even though I really think WordPress is awesome, I wanted to stay away from it simply because there is a lot of coding that you have to start learning if you want to do more fancier, detailed things. And if you're anything like me, you might be just over WordPress and all the technical issues that come with it. So you're looking to find something that's a little bit more straightforward. Well, in this video, I am going to give you a crash course on how the Builderall Cheetah site builder works. We're going to kind of do a practice website with a one-page website. You're going to learn a little bit everything from the foundations of how the builder works, how to create the anchors for a one-page website. And then I'm going to walk you step by step. I'm going to take you by the hand and I'm going to show you step by step how panels, boxes, and elements work inside of the Cheetah site builder. That way you get familiar with the way that the site builder works, so that if you want to go ahead and take the next step and do a 14-day free trial, you can do that with confidence, knowing that now you have a better idea of how the builder works. So if you are looking to get the most bang for your buck and you are actively looking for an all-in-one digital marketing platform to build your online business, and you are also researching Builderall, then this video is definitely for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Barbie Figueroa with risemarketinganddesign.com. Thank you so much for watching my video. Let's just dive right into my Builderall practice website so that I can show you exactly how the site builder works. And if at any time you want to activate a 14-day free trial, I will have a link for you right here where you can do just that. All right, so here we are inside of my practice account, and what we're going to do is we are going to practice with the one-page website so that you can get familiar with the way that the Cheetah builder works. Now, of course, I can't teach you how to build an entire website or how to add all kinds of things to your website, but I want to give you the foundation, the basics, okay? Now, at any time, if you want to dive deeper and add some more fancy things to your website, you can always tap into the Builderall knowledge base. But for now, I just want to give you kind of like a crash course on the way Cheetah works. So I'm going to come over here into the apps and we're going to go to the Cheetah website builder. So let me go to create a new website, and I am going to choose from a professional template. So let's just go into health and wellness. So we're going to select this. And what you'll see is as long as you are logged into your Builderall account, it will want to download the template right into your Builderall account. Now, the cool thing is that Builderall has the ability to share funnels as well. So let's say you build a website for a client, or you build a funnel that you want to share with a team member. With one simple link, you can send that to someone and they can import it into their Builderall account, and boom, it'll automatically be inside of their Cheetah dashboard. So that's another really cool feature that Builderall has that makes it super duper valuable, especially if you are a web designer who's working with clients and you want to build the website first and then hand it over to the client. Or if you're building some sort of a team where you need duplication and you need to share assets like websites and funnels, well, with one link, you can do that. All right, so let's go ahead and click on confirm so it saves it to our account. And now you're going to see that it's here. We're just going to focus on the website itself. You can always go through this tour and it'll show you all the little things inside of this panel. So we're skipping the tour, and now what I'm just going to do is I'm going to come to these three little dots, and I just want to make sure that we are working with the right website, and we are. So here is the website. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to click on edit page just so that you can get familiar with the way that the Cheetah builder works. All right. So the way that the site builder works, it's super duper cool because you don't need to know any coding. Now, the one thing about the site builder that makes it totally different from anything else out there is that it isn't like, there's some builders out there that you just type in something and then it just creates it. Well, this gives you full 100% creative freedom. So if you're the type of person that you are creative and you like a certain thing to look a certain way, Builderall gives you the ability to do that without having to know any HTML or CSS coding, because you can create anything you want, you can move anything you want, you can put it anywhere you want. All right, now, how does the builder work? Well, we work with 3 major things. Number 1 is panels. Number 2 is boxes. And number 3 is elements. Again, panels, boxes, and elements. Now, I'm going to click around and you are going to see that when I click on something, it highlights in blue, and then this little menu comes out, and right above here, it'll tell you what it is. Right now, I've clicked on a panel. Over here, I've clicked on another panel. You can't see it says panel because it's like right above this line, but it's a panel, okay? So I'm clicking over here. It says panel. I'm clicking over here, and this is a panel. So this is one panel, even though it's smaller. This is a bigger panel, and this is yet another panel. And if I click on here, that's a panel. And if I click on here, that's a panel. And this is a panel. There's several panels on this page, okay? So now you know that's a panel. The panel is basically like your canvas. It is a banner. It's what you put other stuff into, right? So now what is a box? A box is something that contains everything. Think of it as like a grocery bag. When you go to the grocery store, you don't put all your groceries in your arms, right? You put them in a bag. So a box simply contains elements so that it's easier to move around. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Then we have elements. So what are elements? Well, elements can be anything from an image. You see here when I click on it, this tells me this is an image. It could be a menu, which this is a menu. It could be a text, right? More text over here. This is an element. It's a text element. This is a button. It's a text button. It's a button element. Now, if I click over here, what is it telling me? That it's a box, right? Now, this is very important because this box is containing these elements. Okay, so you got your panel, you got your box, and inside your box, you got your elements because that's what's containing everything. This over here with this beautiful girl over here doing her workout, this is an image, okay, inside of this panel. If I right click over here, if I come to the panel right here, you see I'm on the panel. It says here I'm on the panel. If I go to the background settings, you're going to see that this is an image of this girl. Okay, so that's where that is coming from. So if you want to start a brand new panel, and let's say you want to have a really cool picture, then you would right click, you would go to the background settings, and you would add an image right into here. Okay, now let's do a practice panel so that I can show you how certain things work. So let's say I want to go ahead and add something. I can add either a panel or I can add elements. We're going to go through the elements in just a second, but for now, I'm going to add a panel because that is the foundation. That is what you build upon, right? So let's go to panels. And I'm just going to add a blank panel. But on your own time, you can come over here and click around and you're going to see that there's all kinds of panels that are already done for you that you can use to, as kind of like a jumping start and then kind of like edit them out on your own. We have all kinds of banners. You can just go to town, just clicking on them and seeing what they do, okay? But for now, we're just going to start with a blank panel. And once I insert a blank panel, it is going to add it to the bottom of the website. So here is the bottom of the website. Now, what I want to do is I want to open the website just a little bit so that I have more room to build. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to close this window a little bit so that you can see that right over here, there is a little dot. This also controls the size of the panel, okay? So you can make it higher or lower. It depends on what you want to do, okay? So you can do it through the dot, okay? You can do it through the dot, or you can do it through here, All right. So if you need the panel to be bigger, this is where you would adjust the size. Okay, so here we have the text element. All right. Let's go through the elements now. We've got text, we've got an accordion, we've got animated elements, we've got menus, we've got the blog features, we've got the booking calendar, we've got a box. I need a box. So I'm going to take a box and I'm going to put the box over here because I'm going to show you what it does in just a second. So we've got a box over here, but that's not all because we have so many more things. We've got buttons, super checkout. We've got email forms, which is where you would build your list. So you would add that onto a page if you want to collect emails, right? You would drag that onto your page and create an opt-in form. All right. So the thing is, you can create anything you want from scratch. It's really, really awesome. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I want to extend this box because I want to show you what happens when you have a couple of elements. So let's go ahead and bring in another element. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to add and I'm going to go to element and I'm going to hit the return because it stayed on the last thing. And I'm going to go down to image. So I'm going to bring in an image, okay? And I'm going to bring in the image over here, okay? And then I'm going to bring in a little bit more text. So I'm going to bring in the paragraph text. Okay, so now we have these three things, right? We have a headline, we have a paragraph, and we've got an image here. Now, remember how I told you, do we carry our groceries in our arms? Well, trying to move these things without having them in a box is like trying to hold oranges in your arms, okay, and taking them home like that. That's like really hard to do. Okay, it's really hard to do and it's not necessary because we can put them in a paper bag, okay? So we can put them in a box. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to open up this box a little bit more and I'm going to bring in this headline. Now, let's do that again. If I bring it down, you're going to see that once I bring in that element inside the boundaries of the box, what happens? The box gets highlighted, right? That means that now it's inside the box. It's in the box's territory. It's in the bag. Boom. So now it will move with the box. Let's do it with the image. If I bring over the image, you're going to see, it turned blue. Why? Because now it's within the boundaries of the box. Boom. Drop it there. Now I got these groceries in my bag, right? I grab this and now I bring it over here and then boom, you see, highlighted in blue. You see, it went blue. Boom, it's in the boundary of the box. Okay. Now, this is just the beginning because it gets even cooler. Because these elements are inside the box, now they're even easier to duplicate. So let's say you're doing like a bunch of testimonials, or maybe you have little products that you're trying to sell, maybe a copy of a book, or you want a description here and then a headline for the book, okay? And you have like 5 books you want to sell. Do you want to do this all over again? 5 different times? Of course not. So you want to grab the box over here and you're going to duplicate the box. And when you duplicate the box, it duplicates everything inside the box. So let's go ahead and boom. It's going to duplicate. There's one. Let's open it up a little bit more. I'm going to right click on the panel so that I can get to the panel menu. And I'm going to open it up. Whoa, that's a little too much. Okay, but let's say I'm going to duplicate this. And boom, I'm going to duplicate it again. All right. So now I duplicate it. If I want to center it, I just click on the little center right here in the box. Okay. So imagine, let's say you want to build an opt-in form really quickly. Just to give you an example, I'm going to open this a little bit more. Okay. So let's say you want to put an opt-in form. I'm going to go to add, element, return, and I'm going to put a box because I'm going to have a few things inside my opt-in form. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to return. I'm going to bring in a headline because I'm going to have probably a headline for my box, for my opt-in form. Okay. And then I'm going to go over here to elements and we're going to find the marketing form, the email marketing form. And you're going to see how cool. This is one of the awesome things about Builderall. Once I drop this into here, it's going to say, what mailing boss list do you want me to pull from? You're not going to have to go out and now connect, a third-party autoresponder inside of, Builderall, or put an API code or none of that stuff. It already knows that you have a list. So let me go ahead and bring this in. Boom. You see, it's saying, okay, we're in Mailing Boss. What list do you want to use? Okay. So then all I have to do is create choose a list that I want, and I'll just go ahead and do this. This is a test account. So I'll just click on save, and then boom. All right. So now we have the box here. I'm going to extend it a little bit. The email is connected. So you can create an opt-in form as simple as that. If you want to make it narrower, all you got to do is center that and center this, and now it's centered. And then you can center it on the page by centering the box. So that gives you a good idea of how this works. Now, let's say I don't want this on my website. I don't want this on my website. I don't want this whole thing to show. That's okay. You can press the little eyeball and boom, it'll hide the element. But I changed my mind. I want to see it now. Okay, not a problem. You'll come over here to the little eyeball, and now it'll show you your hidden elements. So let's say I want it back, but not really. Maybe I do. Well, maybe I don't. Well, if I do want it back, I can click on it, but I changed my mind. I don't want it. Boom. I can just get rid of it, and then click on the eyeball and it'll take you out. Okay. So over here, when you click on this image, you're going to see that there's a little menu. That little menu has tiny little icons in here. Okay. So you can save the element, you can edit the element, you can layer it up or down. So let's say you are putting 2 or 3 things on top of each other. It'll change the order of how they appear, whether they're in front of each other, behind each other, etc. Okay. Here's where you can center the element, or put it to the right, put it to the left. Here's where you can hyperlink the element. If you want to link it to something, you can do that here. You can duplicate it, or you can hide it, or you can delete it. Okay. Same thing with the menu over here. If you want to click on this menu to see the menu that it has, because some of the menus are slightly different because some of the elements do different things. Here, this was slightly different because now you have this little gear where you didn't have the gear here before, right? But you have the gear here, and you don't have the hyperlink here, right? Well, each little thing has something different. So if you click on this little gear, it's going to show you that you can edit the links to the menu over here, and you can hyperlink each item to wherever you want. Okay, so that's why I just want you to just click around for now. Click around, get curious. You can't break it. Look, you can duplicate this, and then you realize, oh, I don't really want to duplicate it. I want to delete it. I didn't mean to do that, and I'm going to delete it. So you delete it, okay? All right, now over here, you see how this is inside a box? Same principle. So now that you have this foundation that you learned over here, let's go back over here. Now that you have the foundation that I taught you over here, okay, you have this foundation. Now you're going to recognize how things kind of work as you go through some of the templates and if you start building yourself. So now you're going to see, oh yeah, it's a box, and this text headline is an element, and this is an element, and the button is an element. Oh yeah, that's why they're putting it in a box. Okay. Now, as I move this, you see those little green highlighted lines. Those are your rulers. They're always going to keep you in line so that everything looks good. Okay. So let's go down here to this panel. All right. Let's click around. So if I click over here, this is a box. What does a box do? It contains elements. Let's click on this. This is a text element. This is a text element, and they're inside of a box. You see how that works? So now I'm clicking on this box. You see when I highlight my mouse over here, this highlights. So that means this must be a box. Is it a box? Well, let's see. And it is a box. You see? So all these things are inside this box. These are images, you see? And so you can put boxes inside of a box, right? So within this box, we're containing it within a bigger box, okay? So let me bring this out here. So now you're going to see that that little box is on its own. Now it moves. Now it's outside of this box. So we want to grab this box and bring it into this box, right? And now all of it is contained again. You see how that works? Okay. And then each thing is an element. This is an element. This is a line. This is a text. They're all elements. contained inside of a box. Okay, so just click around. You see there's a bigger box and there's little boxes within a bigger box. Okay, so just click around, get familiar. This is a box. This is an image inside the box. This is text inside the box, and it's all contained. Okay, and they're all contained within a bigger box. Okay, so that's how that works. But they're all inside this panel. Okay, so again, it's panels, boxes, elements. Panels, boxes, elements. Okay, so that is your crash course to get familiar with how the Builderall Cheetah site builder works. Now, click on save. You got to click on save. Get into the habit of clicking on save because you can lose your work if you don't. So it's very, very important that as you start working throughout your project, you click on the save button. So I'm going to click on the home, and that's going to take me out of the website, but it's going to take me back into the actual website itself. Okay. Now, really quickly, let me go home because you're going to see that over here I have published websites and I have unpublished websites. Okay. You see these? These are all websites. But if you click on edit site, now you are zooming in. You're within this particular website. Okay. So that's how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a new page really quickly so that you can play. So we're just going to call this practice. Whoops. If I could spell. And we're going to call this practice. Okay. Click on save. So now we're going to click on edit page and we have a blank page. And it's going to say add a panel to start building. So we're going to click on add. And we're going to go to panel. And now you can add a blank panel. Or now you can start playing with these things, right? You can go to these panels. You can check out these panels and see what's available to you. And remember, you can use these as inspiration to start. Let's look at this one. Boom. And then you can stretch out this button. You can, you see that? Again, it's a box. And you've got these text elements inside this box. Okay? Everything that I've taught you, the foundation, now you'll start to recognize it when you see it. Let's say you wanted to change this to another background. How do you do it? You right click on that panel, you go to the background settings, and there is the image. So you change the image there. Let's say you want to add another panel. Great. Go to add, go to panel, and let's say you want a different kind of panel. Let's say that you want maybe some content there. Boom. You can add this panel, okay? Let's say this panel's a little too wide. Okay, no problem. Let's shrink it a little bit. So let me shrink my window a little bit so that you can see what I'm working on. Here we go, okay? Now you're going to click on the panel and you're going to be like, okay, well, I want to make it a little bit smaller because it's too, I don't need it to be that big. Okay, great. So add another panel. Go to over here. And let's say now you want to add maybe and do like a testimonial panel. So let's go to testimonials. So we're going to come down here. Boom, we want a testimonial page. And we want something that matches. So now we have this testimonial page. Okay. And so now you're starting to build a website. It's starting to come together. So let's say, for example, that we want to add, maybe a pricing table. Okay. Well, guess what? Now I can add a pricing table over here. Let's do something that's a little bit more contrasting. So now I have the pricing table here. But let's say I want to kind of like change the order of these panels. Really simple. You're going to right click on the panel and you're going to come over here to move panels. And then you're just going to move the order of the panel. You're going to move it to here. Okay. Boom. Move it. And now you've moved the panel. Okay. So little by little, you're building the structure for a website. Okay. All right. So that is all I want to teach you for right now. If you want to delete this, just delete them. Just delete them. And if you change your mind, oops, I don't want to delete that, you undelete it and they'll put it right back. Okay. So go ahead and play. You can't really break anything. So just go ahead and see what's in here. And remember, you can create anything that you see here you can also create it from scratch. This button already exists here, but let's say you want to bring in another button. You can go to Elements and come to the buttons. Okay, so you'll come to the button and you can bring in this button, and then you can customize this button. Okay, let me open up the box so I have more space. Now I can say, well, I'm going to right click this button so that the menu for this button comes out, and I can change the colors over here. So let's say that I want this to also be like this green, or I want it to be like maybe something that stands out like a purple. Okay. So am I not on the right spot? Let's see. Oh, it's on transparent. That's why. Okay, there we go. All right. So now I want that right here, but this text is too dark. So I want to come over here to the headline, which is where I would change that, right? And I want to change the color to white. And I want to make the font bigger. Okay, so just play with it. So when you right click on the element, the menu will come out over here for it. All right. All right, so I could be here forever teaching you how to do things, but this gives you the fundamentals of how to start playing with it, okay? I'm just going to delete all this, and then you can come in here and you can start from scratch, all right? So that is the basics. Get started. Try to start building up a page. You can also come over here really quickly. If you create a new page, you're going to say here, you're going to put here template page. That way you can also explore the different templates. And if you come down here, it's going to say blank page, my pages, because you can also bring in your pages from another website, or you can put page templates here, and it'll open up all the page templates that you have access to. So let's say, for example, you want an opt-in. Okay, so now it'll bring in all the opt-in pages. Okay. So then you just choose an opt-in page that you want to use. So let's just pick, let's pick this one. Okay. And then you select that, click on save. And now we're going to come over here. And now you've got the beginnings of an opt-in form. So just play with it. You're not going to break it. Just make sure you're saving. You just do want to make sure that you're saving your work. And that's it. You can just use this practice template to start playing around with it. And when you're done, you republish it. Okay. And then if you want to see the website live, you go to, well, you can come over here. You can go to the website here. Okay. And you can see it here. Or you can go to the home over here and you can see it live from here. Okay. Go to the website. There's one more thing that I did want to show you that I forgot to show you, and that is how these anchors work, okay? So this is a one-page website, and you're going to see that in each panel, when I right-click, if you come over here, it says anchor. Each anchor is linked to one of these menu items, okay? So over here it says active. That's because it is an active anchor link, okay? Let's click on this one. You're going to see that the anchor for the about is linked as well. Okay. We're going to do this one. Here's the services. Here are the trainers. Here's the gallery panel. Here's the contact panel. Okay. All right. So now if you want to create a one pager and link it to the menu, you're going to come over here and you're going to click on configure items. Now, when we see the link, you're going to see that it's linked to an anchor, okay? It's linked to the anchor. The anchor are the different panels: home, about, services, trainers, gallery, contact. So in order to link the menu items to the specific panel, you need to make sure that they are linked inside the panel, that you activate this anchor over here, okay? And then once you click on this little activate, okay, active over here, then it will show up as a linkable item inside of the menu. And you'll just go to anchor over here and you'll see it pop up over here, okay? Now, I highly encourage you to do the same tab, not open up in a new tab unless you're taking them to a different website outside Otherwise, just keep them in here. Okay. Alrighty, let's click on save. Let's click on save. And that is your crash course in using the Cheetah site builder. And from here on out, you can literally build whatever you want as you move forward. There's so many cool things you can do inside of Cheetah. I could literally go on forever, but this will give you a good foundation of how things work. So go ahead, have fun, try it out, and I will see you on the next video. All right, well, I hope that you found this video helpful. Again, if you want to check out Builderall for yourself, you can go ahead and activate a 14-day free trial just by going to this link right over here. Someone who doesn't like coding and you don't want to really do WordPress, Builderall Site Builder gives you so many options, especially to unleash your creative freedom, which is something that I really love about it. And so with what I showed you today, you're going to have a good foundation for really grasping how the site builder works so that you can start tinkering around, start playing, start learning how to build a website while you're on your trial. So again, if you want to check that out, go ahead and do that at this link below. All right, guys and gals. Well, hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted the next time that I upload a video to my YouTube channel. So with that being said, this has been Barbie Figueroa with RiseMarketingandDesign.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another video. Bye.